want to give my experience on. I actually made more than a man in a sales job that I was at. I was making 17 an hour
Mhm.
compared to my guy counterpart. He was making 15, and the only reason why I was making $2 extra an hour was because I spoke Spanish. So I had to do on the phone. I had to speak both English and Spanish on this job. Well, I was told very clearly to never say how much I was getting paid at this job. I was told to keep my mouth shut, don't say anything, and they specifically told me the starting rate for this job is 15 an hour. So I would appreciate and I would hope that you honor code that you don't talk about it. Okay. Months went by, I didn't say a word, and it wasn't until, I slipped up. I was taking a break, and this guy had been there maybe a year longer than me, and he was still only making 15.
Mhm.
And I said, "Oh yeah, no, it's 17 an hour. That's really good compared to and it just slipped out, right?
Mhm.
Human error." And I kid you not, about 2 months later, I got fired.
It's a conflict of interest as well, because it's just kind of like, yeah, you're bilingual, but then it starts. He's going to the boss's office like, why is she doing A, B, and C
And
making
he
A, B, and
did.
C?
And he
Mhm.
did, and he actually made a scene about it that I actually walked away because I felt so uncomfortable. He made me cry in front of the whole sales floor, and he was saying like, "How dare you have, because you're already showing off with your Spanish skills. So why is it that you have to actually make more than me when because I wasn't gifted, I wasn't blessed to speak two languages. Why is it that I have to make less than you?" And I was like, "Because I'm actually doing double the work.
Mhm.
Don't you like why are you shaming me for A, my value, B, my experience?" And I cried in front of everyone because he did that so publicly. And again, I tell you, 2 months later, they found a way for me to be let go.
Hmm.
And that to me, I've always carried that because I was actually very proud that I was like, wow, I'm actually making more than my male counterparts. This is really exciting. Like, hey guys, maybe the pay gap isn't real. That's what I was thinking. And then that happened to me. And I was like, wow, what a coincidence.
Mm.
But I think that's more like you disobeyed what they said. And I know it was on accident, but like they told you not to. Like it's just like they told you that there would be a consequence if you did that, or they
Okay.
said not to, and then
And
you
I
did it.
accept
Yeah.
that. I accept that 100% that was definitely my fault. However, I think that there should be, so that we have equality
Mhm.
of the workplace, why can't we have open transparency of payments if we're
Yeah.
all doing the same job,
I
right?
hire people. I'd rather not do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather
Like I
not.
said, I feel like that's a conflict of interest. And then, like, what happened, they were trying to avoid that scene. Like, everybody knew, obviously, you deserved the $2. You had your credit from your bosses. Like, you didn't need credit from your coworker. Well, that's probably, I feel like that's how, as, like,
Well, and
that's how they
people,
would
But I
see it.
because
think
the problem is people start to get entitled because they feel like exactly what happened in that situation. So if I'm hiring 5 people and I know this guy's the most productive, right? And I know he deserves more money, or she, whoever it is. And let's say I pay them $75,000 a year and I pay someone else 50. When they find out about the gap, the other person might feel like they're just as qualified and they might feel like they do just as much work. But I'm the boss. Like I'm the boss. I see who actually does the most work, and that's why you can't have pay transparency, because you have people that feel like they're worth more than they are.
And I think on that note, though, wouldn't it be nice for everyone to know going into the job, okay, this person right here actually is making a little more because they have an extra skill that I don't have. Why don't I go out and learn that extra skill so that I can be price matched with what that other person is?
That sounds nice, and I think if I was like when I was on the other side, I might have agreed. But like people just start to get entitled, and even if they're a whole hell of a lot less productive, like it's night and day. It's like people just have this ego, and it's like you can't,
And I
even
agree.
with that guy, like everyone else probably could have said she deserves more money.
She's
Mhm.
bilingual.
She's better.
You're
But
not.
even when they have that, like that's not even just a guy thing, like that's just a human thing.